Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you are doing well and I hope you are doing better than I am doing, because yes, the breaking news just arrived. It was announced Giuseppe Bognani, Beppe, GJustjuve has tested positive to COVID-19. For the first time, guys, I'm feeling really bad because I was lucky. I never tested positive to COVID. It is a first time. And if some people are asking themselves if I have some symptoms, yes, I have. I feel really bad, but the will of Juve, the passion for Juve, the love for Juve makes me actually that I want to do a video. Also because I was watching a bit what was happening online and I discovered so many fake news. I saw some fake news and today I'm not really happy. I want to speak about these fake news, but also about Mercato and about the big game Juventus versus Inter. We start after you putting a maximum of like, after subscribing to the channel. We start after the intro. Before starting with all the news, I wanted to say thank you to all of you, to all the community, but especially to Juventus Gens on Instagram that made really beautiful drawing. I really appreciate it. I really loved it. Thank you. And as said fino alla fine, we have to believe in it. We have to believe in it, guys. Why? Because the Serie A will be back and we will have 8 games in Serie A plus eventually 2 in Coppa Italia, depending if we will reach the final, yes or no. It will be a big final rush. So guys, if you want to go on Instagram and follow Juventus Gens that is doing really beautiful pictures. Now we start with the first fake news that I wanted to say. You probably saw it everywhere, leaked by Footy Headlines, and everyone was reporting it. The shirt that you are seeing on the screen is absolutely not the Juventus shirt from 22-23. I can confirm you can trust me. What is the source? I am the source. Trust me, guys, this is not Juventus shirt for 22-23, so forget about it and stop with that leak. That is absolutely not the shirt of next season. Can I give you more details? Absolutely not. Do I want to give you more details? Yes, I want to, but I will not. Now we start with the pages, with the front pages, with Corriere dello Sport, who is saying "Ho voglia ancora d'azzurro." Mancini, he wants more of the Azzurri, he wants more of the Italian national team. Mancini, please don't talk too much, because I don't want personally more of the Azzurri, especially not today. Turkey will play versus Italy in that game. That is actually the game of shame of the two teams that are not and that will not go to Qatar 22. I will not watch it, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. No, I will not watch that game. I don't want to watch that game. And then Barzagli, that is speaking about Juventus, saying Max ha più certezze. Massimiliano Allegri has more certainties that he had before, especially with the winter mercato, with Vlahovic, but also with actually the DNA, the mentality that he was able to put back in the team after the really disaster start of the season. We continue, guys, and I'm sorry for my voice, I'm sorry for my face, I'm really sorry because I have COVID. I wanted to do that video, so you have to accept how I'm looking and feeling today. Gazzetta dello Sport, San Siro addio. You know that Juventus was able in 2011 to inaugurate the stadium, the first team in Italy to have a own stadium. We are in 2022, 11 years later. Inter and Milan are still discussing about a project, about opening a stadium. Every time it's cancelled because of this. They had a really beautiful project, cancelled again, so now they are thinking to leave San Siro. Let's see when and how they will manage that. And then we go to Generazione Scamacca, the new generation that is coming. Today we will speak about a lot of young players from Juventus, because I saw the words of Fagioli that I want to rectify. I saw the words of Miretti that I want to give to you so that we know what is said. We'll speak about the young players, guys. We continue with Tutto Sport. Ricominciamo. We start again. These are the words of Mancini with Scamacca and Zaniolo, the two new players that will actually try to have that new generation of Italian players. And then they are speaking about Miretti. Mi ispiro a De Bruyne. Miretti saying, I inspire myself to De Bruyne, Kevin De Bruyne, especially because of his vision of play and so on and so on. And then you see in the middle, giù le mani da mio figlio, don't touch my son. Veronique, the mother of Adrien Rabiot, that said, don't touch my son. She's not happy. We'll speak about that as well. So we start with the first news about the young players, about Miretti, the one that we all want to see starting with Juventus. Juventus. We love him. He's a really generational player. What a really great player. We love him. He's ready, yes or no? We don't know because we didn't see him more than 4 minutes in Serie A. And yes, he started also versus Malmö, but he didn't play that much. Is he ready or not? I don't know. But he said, I am ready to live the dream. The dream of playing with the under-21s with Italy, but also the dream to grow and to continue his career with Juventus. Absolutely, yes. He spoke about something really interesting, and I really appreciate that for a guy from 18 years old, because he said, I don't want that much of highlights and skill from certain players of YouTube, because I consider, Miretti, that watching these kind of highlights and skills give only a moment, and to understand the moment, the games, to really understand the player and the game, we have to evaluate a 90 minutes games to understand also how the game had developed in that moment. Beautiful words for a player that from 18 years old is already mature in his mind and understands perfectly the game. So he's watching entire games before judging instead of going only with highlights and skills that are really beautiful as well, let's be honest, but not giving the real value of a player, because you see the best moments, of course. Then he said that he loved Pavel Nedved. It was his first idol. He said, I don't know why, because I was 4 years old, but I really loved Pavel Nedved, and now I'm inspiring myself to Kevin De Bruyne. He spoke also about the fact that he loves scoring. Absolutely yes, but also he has a lot of satisfaction in doing assists. And then he spoke about his magical moment that a lot of people were criticizing because of Massimiliano Allegri, because he only gave him 4 minutes, disrespecting him. He said it was the most intense and most beautiful moment of my career. I started playing at Juventus as a child, and this is a dream that is fulfilling himself. I am super happy, and I couldn't even sleep at night after that debut in Serie A. Guys, Sule said the same thing. Miretti said the same thing. The guys are happy. Let's not break their joy. We continue with Fagioli. Fagioli that is playing at Cremonese. He's doing an amazing Serie B. I saw some things on internet that I was not that totally convinced of, so I went in the article, I listened to the words of Fagioli when speaking about the movement of young players, about the youth problems in Italy. He said that indeed there were some youth problems in Italy, we know it, only 3.9% of the minutes were played from really young players in Italy, not that different as in Spain and as in England, but the real big problem is quality. Now, if we listen to the words of Fagioli, he said that in Italy there is a problem with mentality, and that the coaches are in difficulties to give faith and trust to young players. Why? Because as soon as they are doing 1 or 2 games really bad, when they are doing mistakes, they are heavily criticized. And he's actually speaking about media, about papers, but also about the fans that are immediately judging really badly the young players, and that's also a consequence why Italian coaches have some difficulties to give them more trust. Hopefully the movement can change, because it's a total package of the coaches that needs to have a bit more balls, absolutely yes, but also the media that have to condemn, and also the players. And if we link it with the words of Miretti, pay attention with highlights and skills before judging players, it gives actually a beautiful picture. But I really wanted to address the fact that Fagioli was not speaking bad about Allegri, was not speaking bad about Italian coaches or Italian mentality about coaches, but more actually on the other face about the media and so on. Pay attention to that, because I know that the big headlines were totally different. Speaking about youth that we believe that will be the best players ever, like Clemenza and so on and so on. Speaking about Bernardeschi, I went back to 22 July of 2017 when on Gazzetta dello Sport they were saying Bernardeschi è della Juve. Bernardeschi is a Juve player. He is l'erede. He is actually the follower, the chosen one to replace Platini, Roberto Baggio, Del Piero, and even Paulo Dybala. Were they exaggerated at that time? Probably yes, because he was doing great things with Fiorentina. Nobody can doubt about that. We spent 40 million to have actually Bernardeschi at Juventus. 10% of the resale will go to Fiorentina. That was the agreement. Probably we exaggerated. Not only the fans, but here a proof that media are exaggerating when young players are doing 1 or 2 great seasons. Speaking about Bernardeschi, Bernardeschi and the 10% that we will have to give to Fiorentina if we will be able to sell him. Apparently, Bernardeschi will not renew his contract, so he will go away as a free agent. That was said by La Repubblica, that was saying that the agent of Bernardeschi was not even called up by Juventus, and looks like we will have a new Dybala case 1 week after Dybala publicly being said that he will not renew, will going towards the same direction for Bernardeschi. Apparently, there will still be another meeting to understand really the situation of Bernardeschi. Is not clear, so it's a 50-50, but the rumors are saying more and more that he will not renew. I want your opinion, guys. 25 names for Juventus summer mercato, said by Tuttosport. If I am feeling better, I want to do a special live together with you guys, where I already prepared a beautiful tier list maker, and I prepared the 25 names of Tuttosport, where I want to put them in some lines together with you guys. So hopefully I'm feeling better, we can do that together. So put your notification ring on so that when I'm live, you are notified. La mamma di Rabiot, the mother of Adrien Rabiot, Veronique, she's also his manager. She was saying, don't touch my son, giù le mani, take your hands away from my son. She's not really happy. She spoke about a lot of things. I will even read you what has been said, because Mo El Chahali El Tactico was translating it. He said, the mother and age of Rabiot said that Adrien has nothing to prove. He plays football with his passion in and off the field. When he doesn't play, he would like to have a discreet life and not spend time justifying himself. Only in Italy, they say he's not good, but he doesn't mind not playing at all the games. The objective of the player is to reach the maximum level. Not everybody knows about the sacrifices and so on and so on. Some people are saying that they are earning too much, and how many times were we speaking about Adrien Rabiot earning 7 million, that it was too much. But she said they don't know about the sacrifices the player are doing, and they know anything. Adrien Rabiot, the mother, Veronique, is not happy. Why is she speaking about Adrien Rabiot out of nowhere? Actually, because Mercato is arriving, because the new strategy of Juventus is that the players that are not functional to the project, they will not be renewed, and Adrien Rabiot is feeling that he's going towards his last year with Juve. Guys, she has to speak to actually show that her son is valid, and to try to find a new location for his team. Is it Paris Saint-Germain? We know that he went away from Paris Saint-Germain because of Leonardo, the sportive director of Paris Saint-Germain, where they had some problems between the mother. Maybe Leonardo is going to leave Paris Saint-Germain, could open again a door, a way for Adrien Rabiot to join Paris Saint-Germain, or maybe another team. Let's see. In the meanwhile, the scouts of Juventus are traveling around the world, and we saw one, Matteo Tognozzi, the chief of the scouts of Juventus, that was in South America, in Argentina, in Brazil, to watch and scout some new talents and players to discover. But there was a picture taken with the agents of De Paul, Rodrigo De Paul, a player from Atletico Madrid, but also the agent of Correa. Pay attention, I know that De Paul was in the radar of Juventus a year ago when he was still at Udinese. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. And that's why Tuttosport is writing about it. Juve nuova in mezzo, a new Juve in the midfield. There will be a lot of changes in the midfield, I can already guarantee you that, but there is the question mark about De Paul, because they are referring to that picture. And now we go to the last part of the videos, my friend, where we are speaking about Juve versus Inter, the game of Sunday. Hopefully I feel better, because I will do the watch along of the epic game, Juve-Inter Derby d'Italia. Max e Simone, è un bivio per due. Max and Simone, the two coaches, pay attention, because after a record 2022 for Max Allegri, now he has to beat a top 4 team that at the moment we were not able to do this season. On the other hand, Simone Inzaghi has to do better than what he was doing in 2022, that it was a disaster. And you see it with the graphic, with Juventus recuperating since the 19th match day until now, a lot of points, because at match day 19 they had 46 points, we had 34. You see the big gap of 12 points, and we are only at -1 at the moment. Who will be the players that will be indispensable? So the players that you can't miss. We are speaking about Quadrado, about Dybala, about Locatelli. Yes, about Dybala, that will play that big game. Will he join Inter next season or Atletico Madrid? We don't know. We are going towards an Atletico Madrid choice, chosen by Paulo Dybala for 10 million included bonuses. But at the moment, he's a Juve player. He's our number 10. again. He already scored versus Inter. Do you remember that game? The first game with 0 people in the stands, in the stadium because of COVID. Hey guys, now we'll have for the first time again in Italy 100% capacity for that game. The end of a cycle, and it's really strange that I have to finish also that news with that because I was never positive to COVID. At the end of the COVID, when 100% of stadium is full, I have COVID. It is what it is, guys. So hopefully you can put a maximum of likes, you can subscribe to the channel, notification ring on, don't forget, maybe a live with a tier maker of the 25 names of Juve for the summer. Grazie, forza, Juve.